James Savundra.
Oliver, good to see you. Have you got any further news on Doucouré and Riad's injuries? Because they could be pretty severe.
Yes, unfortunately. So, several bad news at the beginning of the week. So after further assessments, Cheick needed a surgery, and his knee, and Chadi ruptured his ACL, and so we lost both for the rest of the season, and I think Chadi even longer. Whereas with Cheick, we hope that maybe he will return for the preseason for the next season. So two long-term injuries, and we also will miss Ebere Eze tomorrow. So he struggled the last weeks and I think it's already months. So he got a knock. I think it was at the FA Cup game at the Emirates, and since then he always had pain and training, not training, playing, and taking him off. And also last week he almost didn't train the whole week, and this week it started again. And then we decided that we want to get him pain-free, that he's able to perform on his best level, and so he won't go with us to Manchester tomorrow. But like very often, very, very bad news. But we also have two very positive news. Is Wharton and Frank trained the whole week with us without any issues, and we're thinking if both maybe will be in the squad tomorrow, because they really were impressive in the trainings, and also lifting their confidence and lifting their mood after being out for several weeks. So it was quite a busy week.
Yeah, busy week for you guys. In terms of Ebere, in terms of that process of getting to a point where he's going to play pain-free, what's that timeline looking like? How long could he be missing for?
I don't know. It's, of course, we hope now, and because then we play Doncaster on Monday, and there's still hope. Maybe leaving him out for 5, 6, 7 days out of the boots, and that everything can settle down. That it goes quite. That he will return quite quickly, but I don't really know.
It's a huge blow for yourself and the squad to be missing Chadi and Cheick, but for those two players in particular, because the last year or so has been so difficult for them in terms of the time they've been on the sidelines already.
Absolutely, yes. It's the worst thing you always can have, and also talk to the whole team and say, because sometimes players are complaining about not getting many minutes or want to play more minutes, and some deserve more minutes definitely, and then you're not in your best mood, but then when you see that when we talk about Cheick, being out for 10, 11 months after his Achilles rupture, and then coming back and really fighting back and being close to the team, getting more and more game minutes, and all of a sudden you're out for 4, 5, 6 months again. So this is really tough. So then you always it's relative, and especially with these things. So because Cheick, nothing really happened. So it just came. There was no impact, and Chadi as well. It was a normal situation in training that happens, 100 times a week, and so it's really frustrating especially for them, but we talked to both, and we promised them to support them as good as we can do, and this is they can count on us, and we know we can count on them, that they will do everything to return in the best way.
The good news is Wharton's been training this week, could be in line to play this weekend. He ended last season so well, got the call up for England. This season he was managing that issue. Is he now completely pain-free?
Oh yes, at the moment yes. So that's what happened. We gave him a little bit longer time, and really very great work from our rehab staff and from him personally, and he looks quite stronger than before, and is stable, and really very good week, and we're all looking forward that he can stay now and train with us, and because we still have 16, 17, hopefully many games in the FA Cup, up to 20 games until the end of the season, and then we know that he's a a great player in the midfield with his progressive passing. He can help us getting the ball into the final third and create chances, and so that's why we hope that he stays fit now.
In terms of the impact of those two long-term injuries, what has that done in terms of what you may look to do in the transfer window in the next few days?
Yeah, we planned two signings. So we have one with Romain Esse, and we're still working on the second one. So I hope, of course, we have the weekend time, but Monday the window closes, and I'm pretty confident that we will get this deal done. And it started in this week that we say, okay, we also have to look, because these are two central midfielders, two players from the center midfielder and the defender. So where we have 5 positions, and then in the back three we have just 3 at the moment, because Trevor was recalled by Chelsea, and that said, okay, we will look after a centre back as well. But we just will do something that makes sense for us. It's not that we need it immediately, also because Adam comes back. That means Jeff Lerma can play with Nathaniel Klein, who did excellent at the end of last season. So we have several options in the team, but we are looking if there is a good occasion, a good opportunity, we will try to do it. And if not, then we trust in all our players like we do it always.
So ideally, one signing, but possibly a second one, if that becomes something that you can
Let's
do.
say ideally 2 signings, but at least one more.
We'll get to matters on the pitch, because away from home, you've been brilliant over the course of the last 2 months. You've picked up more points than any other Premier League club away from home since the start of December. In terms of results, why do you think you've been having that success on the road?
No answer. I don't know. Really, we're talking about it. We're analysing our games, but I can't tell you that's the reason, because then, especially at home, we would change it. But there is no obvious reason for me.
You take on Manchester United this weekend. They've now won 3 games in a row. Do you see them starting to make some real progress now under Ruben Amorim?
Yes, I can see. So I know Ruben Amorim from his time at Sporting, because we played them twice with Frankfurt in the Champions League, losing 3-0 at home and winning 2-1 away. What was important to qualify for the last 16. So knowing his system, 3-4-3, he played it there, we played it with Frankfurt. So both games where we neutralized us over many minutes of the game, and then 1, 2, 3 situations will decide the game, who will take the win. And I have a lot of respect and let's say admire Ruben Amorim for how he managed the first weeks here, because when you go to such a big club like Man United and starting with this was not easy, but he went his way with all his determination and conviction, and I think, yes, now you can see how he wants to play. And so nothing new for me, because I know how he wants to play from the tactical side and what he expects from the players on the different positions. So won't be a surprise, but they look like to get used to it, with their 10th position, like we are talking about, with their wing backs, with the 6s, with the back 3 in the build-up, in the press. So looking forward to it. There will be an interesting game.
And finally from me, we saw threats and abuse aimed at the referee, Michael Oliver, after the weekend's match between Wolves and Arsenal. Do you think that managers and players have got a role as well in ensuring that referees are respected across the game?
Absolutely, but not just the managers and the referees. And so I think we all, and this is it's not just in football, so it's in any sports, and that's, let's say, part of the social media hype in the last years, is that everybody can write everything he wants without, nobody knows who is writing it. You can have hundreds of fake profiles, so it's not a problem. So I think this is the responsibility we all have, because it's never, it was I think now with the referee, and it was after when Havertz missed the last penalty in the FA Cup game, I think. His wife was threatened in social media, and then we all have a big responsibility to avoid this, and so yes, and I think, and this is, I know myself pretty well, and it's something, you are emotional, and you feel that maybe a mistake of the referee decided the game, and a lot of adrenaline and pressure, and then maybe you say, what's the referee? But at the end, he's a human being like we all are, so maybe they will make mistakes, like every single player makes mistakes, like all the managers make mistakes, like all the sporting directors and chairmen, they make many mistakes. Everybody of us makes many mistakes, but that's no reason to threaten somebody for abuse, because we're human beings. So no one is perfect, so we have to accept it, and as long, and I'm really fully convinced, as long as no one does it on purpose, we have to, more than blaming somebody, to hug him and say, okay, has happened, and life goes on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Sam from PLP.
Oliver, good to see you. You've spoken a lot about confidence this season and the idea of your team trying to find that confidence in key moments. It's been such a good recent run of form, Brentford result aside. Have you seen a bit of a mental shift maybe over the past month, maybe couple of months?
Yes, of course. It looks like it's more, with more routine in our game. Everything is more settled. But I still think, that we have sometimes let's say, fall a little bit back, like it was for me against Brentford, and we're always talking about when we have the chance to play forward, let's play forward, and especially against Brentford, we had the possibility to play forward more often than we did it, and this was the key point in our analysis, because it's the same, okay, you can miss a chance, you can miss a pass, you can lose a dribbling, that's normal, but if we can play forward, let's play forward. If we can go forward, let's go forward. If we can run forward, let's run forward. So this was the key message, and this is what we want to do better at Old Trafford, again, to threaten them in their defense, because this is what we want, and not always playing in the neutral zone and there. I always say it's the foreplay, but we want to go into the important area, and that's the final third, into their box, and there we need numbers, we need balls, and this we can do more direct, and so we did it better, and then it looked quite well, and in the last game it was a little bit a setback. We talked about it, and I hoped, and the training week gives me confidence that we will do it better on Sunday.
Good. If we look back at your last 3 league defeats, you respond by beating Spurs after losing to Forest. You go and draw at Villa after losing to Fulham. Same again at Bournemouth after the Arsenal defeat. How important have those positive reactions been? Because that bodes well for Sunday following last week.
Oh, yeah. Have you been here in our meeting, huh? So,
spying on you.
We're talking about the reaction, and it's, for me, it's defeats, failure is part of a process, and then it's when you learn from it, it can be helpful. And but if you are complaining, the others, the weather, the wind, the referee, to give Mbeumo the second chance for the penalty, complaining about or blaming the VAR, this doesn't help you. So that's why we always look what we can do better, what we can improve, what we can learn from this, without blaming any player and then say, why you made this mistake, why you did that. It's the same. No, it's not how we work together. So it's, and I told them, we had a great reaction and a great learning from the 5-1 defeat against Arsenal, because there we defended our box terribly. I mentioned it. So we showed them, we trained it, and since then we did it much better, by far better. And so now let's see if we can have the same learning from this game, when we have the chance playing forward. And this is also about confidence, and it's also no secret, when you play at Old Trafford, it's a big stadium, one of the biggest clubs in England, and it's having respect, but not too much respect, because this is always, when you have respect, or even when you are scared, usually you go back, and so, but we want to do the opposite. And so let's see. The whole week we talked about it. Training looks good, but the evidence has to be shown on Sunday, 2 p.m.
And you mentioned Old Trafford there, the size of the stadium as well. How crucial will your supporters be to you? We've talked a little bit this season about the away support, some really big away results for you this season that have been helped by the fans, so you'll need them again.
Oh, absolutely. So, but we know we can count on our fans everywhere, and So I hope they can go to Manchester, because I heard that the trains are striking. So, but yes, we know we can count on them, and they will be loud, and they will support the team. And what we want to give them back is passion, belief, and showing them that we are there to win the game. This is what we can't promise to win there, because it's a really good team, but we can promise that we will do everything to win there. And this, I think, our fans appreciate when they watch the team playing away at home. And that doesn't mean that we win everywhere, but we will. The setup is, the mindset is the same.
Romain Esse's goal. It was an amazing moment, really. How impressed have you been with him since he's settled in? Because the transition seems pretty seamless since he's been here.
Let's stay calm. You know, it was he was in the right moment, in the right position, and had the right finish. And he did well, had a good influence, and he's doing well in training. He gets a lot of information now how we want to play. I could see him quite often having his hands on his knees because he was exhausted in training. So we had a very high intensity this week, and he has to get used to it. But it's good to have him here. It's good to work with him because he has great skills. He's a good guy, but yeah, good start. But I don't expect him now over scoring with his first touch, but he can do it.
Well, you've sort of answered my next question, which was going to be about tempering expectations. Do you think he is that type of player that will thrive under the pressure? Because, of course, when he has more moments, like he did at the weekend, more people will talk and people will get excited.
You know, I hope the players don't play that the people get excited. I hope the players play that the team is winning. So that's the most important thing. They don't play selfish, they play for the team. Yeah? So we aren't happy when a player gets individual applause, but we are losing. So it's always important, team first. And this is what he shows. Yeah, of course he was happy, everybody. This is what we also congratulated him for this great start with us. But on the other side, say, okay, keep working, and it was just the beginning, and I think so now don't expect miracles from him, so we don't expect he will be the go-to guy. He's 19 and did well at Millwall. That's why we signed him. He's doing well now, but again, it's just a start.
Your last two matches against Manchester United, of course, you went up against Erik ten Hag. I know you spoke a little bit about Ruben Amorim, but in terms of the changes that he has made since he has come in, tactically, what have you noticed? What can you tell us, having analysed them, if anything?
Well, I think so. The most obvious thing Ruben changed is the system, from a 4-2-3-1, 4-3-3, under Erik ten Hag to a 3-4-3. But also flexible, so sometimes, and also even yesterday, he switched. He started with two, let's say, fullbacks as wingbacks, and then he changed and putting Ahmad as a wingback, but more an attacking winger, and having just one more defensive wingback. But Dalot and Ahmad scored both, so. Also, this is the structure, and coming first goal, the ball in behind, the second one in the cutback, having numbers in the box, and is a little bit different, but they are since Ruben came in, they are one of the highest pressing teams in the league. It's just what the data tell us, and especially at home, we expect the pressers very high. Not giving us time, but on the other side gives you some space. Maybe a little bit more difficult to find it, but that's how we prepared. And at the end, it is. I think we don't have secrets after 23 games played. Or, yeah, I think they don't have secrets, so everybody knows everything. And also, to be honest, Wednesday when we watched them, we were winning here, but it was here in the meeting room, and it doesn't count, so it will be important on Sunday. And I think when they watching us, they will win as well.
I'll just mull that one over. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.